Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You're tuning in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start the show off the same way we start every show off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending with us truly does mean the world to me. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cutting me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, we got a barn burner today. We have a repeat guest, but this gentleman definitely hands down, and I don't mind saying it, I might offend some people, was the most lively, most energetic guest that we've ever had, so I'm pumped that he's here again. As we all know, I do not introduce my guests. I let them do a better job than me. So on that note, sir, please introduce yourself.
All right. Good afternoon or evening, everyone. My name is Mike McKoy, and I'm excited to be back again. Thanks for having me back on your show.
No worries, man. Yeah, you were definitely, the energy level here was off the chain. I think everybody around this house heard your and my episode before they saw it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
So we're just going to get right into it.
Yeah.
Before we start chatting and go off course, you're here promoting something. Something's going on this week. You want to talk about it. You got a few dates. What are we talking about?
So I'm part of the Fort McMurray Latin dance group, and we are teaching intro to salsa and bachata. I know a lot of people were asking about it and promotions and different things like that.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out our 4 dates for the month of June, you can visit ymmsalsa.com. We're going to do some salsa on the boardwalk. So even if you have 2 left feet and you can't move, you have no movement in your hips, we are going to show you how to get down. It's going to be a ton of fun. This event's for cohorts and for partners right now only. But if you're single and you need a partner, send us a message and we can try and arrange something. But it's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be outdoors. It's a fiesta night. So fiesta means you dress up in some nice bright colors and you come on out and have a good time. So it's going to be about 90 minutes long, an hour lesson with a little bit of 30 minutes of dance time. So if you don't know what you're doing in life with salsa and bachata and you want to learn, come on out, June 11th and June 12th.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between salsa and bachata? What are we looking at here?
So salsa is a little bit faster on your steps going forward and back, and bachata is a little bit slower. So Dominican bachata is one of the things that started way back in 1970s-ish.
Okay.
It wasn't really popular back then, but it just started recently becoming popular now, along with salsa. Salsa's always been around, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And it's not as hard as it looks, because I know a lot of people see and they're like, Mike, I can't do that. That's so quick.
Right.
But we actually, in classes, we break down each movement and we talk about the steps, and it's actually applicable for everyone. And it's all about having fun. So don't take yourself too seriously when you come to class. It's all about having a good time.
Okay, that's awesome. So you talked about this a little bit before, but let's get into it a little deeper this time.
Yeah.
How did you figure or find this dance out?
Okay, so, oh man, this is a fun story. So back in 2018, I was doing a Spartan race in Orlando, Florida.
Right.
And I was like, my friends were like, oh, when you go down there, go check out some salsa and bachata dancing. I'm like, the heck is that? So I was with my friend John, and I went to a yoga class, and I told him hey, we're gonna go salsa dancing tonight. We're downtown Orlando. Let's do this. Yeah. So someone in the class overheard me hey, we're having a private salsa and bachata event at our studio. You should come on out. So I decided to go on out, and I was like, man, I went down there, saw these amazing dancers dancing. I was like, I don't belong here. They're too good.
Right.
What is this? So I went over to one of the older ladies that was a really good dancer, and I went to her and I was like, hey, I'm brand new. Can you show me what to do before my friend gets here? So she started showing me the steps. I'm like, okay, I can do this. And then my friend got there and she told me at a social, you're supposed to dance with different people and things like that. So I was like, okay, cool. She goes, yo, go dance with that girl over there in the corner. She's really good. So I went up to this girl. I went, hey, just so you know, I'm a beginner. Don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, that's fine. Let's just dance. So I got up to start dancing with her. And I was dancing off time. So I was like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And I was just stepping on the wrong time and the wrong beat.
Right.
And she looked at me and she's like 20 seconds into the dance. She goes, I don't know if I can dance this with you.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And then my boy saw it and he's like, oh, she just rejected you. So he hyped it up. And then I'm such a competitive person.
Right.
I literally have a race the next day. So I used that as my motivation. I was like, all Americans are against me. I'm going to win this race. And I use that as a drive to like run the race.
Right.
But on the way back to Canada, I said, you know what? In 2018, I'm going to make that a goal of mine to actually learn salsa and bachata.
Right.
So that's what kind of like sparked the interest in it. I just wanted to learn it because that moment I was like, no, I hate sucking at something.
Right.
So I want to learn it. But I learned it and I actually really enjoyed it. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I kind of just grew from there. I met the people in our community that was doing it from Latin Dance, Fort McMurray, and the teachers up here. And then I was like, this is fun. So I learned from them, some friends from in Edmonton and also in Toronto. And I was like, this is a thing. And I kind of like spiraled from there.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the cool thing about it is like the thing you mentioned is it is very social.
Yeah.
For people like, and I know like this first wave of classes you're going to do, you got to come with a partner, but normally under not COVID circumstances, you dance with different partners.
Yeah.
And that helps you like for one, meet people organically and you gotta meet somebody that you wouldn't have seen before and start that relationship. And it's a really good way to meet people.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's funny. So how did you do in the race the next day?
Oh, I came second for my age category, and then I actually ended up qualifying for the obstacle course world championships.
There you go.
So that moment had to happen.
That was real fire. That's
and that was my first time qualifying for world championships for obstacle course racing. So I got to run for Canada, and that was challenging, but it was such an amazing experience to be a part of that. So,
You're like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Did you watch a documentary on Netflix on Michael Jordan?
The Last Dance? Yeah. It was amazing,
I'm old. For everybody at home, I'm old. But I grew up watching Michael Jordan.
Yep.
So that was like, when he was playing, I was in it.
Yeah.
And I love him.
Yeah.
But I didn't know all this stuff that was going on behind the scenes because I was just like, I was a teenager at the time, so you don't know about business. He's just the man.
Yeah.
So to watch that documentary, and that competitive drive that he had,
oh man,
you just make up like opponents. Like that guy said this about me. Like, I didn't say that about you, Mike. And then you just go and murder.
It's so true.
Murder, but back in the day, like. We didn't have social media. Yeah. So you didn't have the same access to your celebrities and your heroes that you do now.
Exactly.
So to watch that documentary on Michael Jordan.
Oh, mind-boggling, man. Like, even the way he motivates his teammates, right? How hard he was on them in practice, but it made them all better. And that's why they won 6 championships.
That's right.
No matter who he played with, he made them better. Yeah. Right? So it's inspiring.
Yeah. What was the guy? Steve Kerr punched him in the face?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Because Steve Kerr's just a little in comparison. And he's like so homely looking. You're just like, but he motivated him so much, like punch him in the face. But then after that, he's just like, me and Mike were cool after that. So, but that kind of motivation nowadays, it wouldn't fly. That'd be called bullying.
Exactly.
You get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
It's like my little kid, he plays soccer, prior to COVID, and they were just scrimmaging and stuff, and I was keeping track. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's 1 point for them. Oh, that's 1 point. Yeah. And at the end of the game, I'm like, hey, good game. Like, you didn't score any goals, but like your team, they won. Yeah. And I had a parent come up and say, Miss, we don't keep track. I'm like, what? Now, mind you, my kid was only 3, but I'm still keeping track. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Very polite. Like, thank you. And then we got in the car, and I was like, just so you know, your team won. I'm keeping track. Like, they might not keep track. Yeah. I'm keeping track of score. Exactly. There's a winner. There's a loser. Yeah. You should know it. Yeah. So you did something else that I've never done before, but I've heard about it. I've got tons of friends who've done it. These Spartan races that you do. How did you get... Like, first off, they're crazy. Yeah. And you can do them, and you got to explain. I think you can do them as a team. Yep. And I think you could do them individually. Yeah. How did this all transpire for you, and what are those races about?
All right. So when we first came back from the fires in 2016, right? I did my first Spartan race in Edmonton, 4 days out. I was my friend, a couple of my clients that came to my class was like, "Hey, you want to try this race?" Because I was like, "All right, you know what? The fires came by. I'm like, I just want to clear my mind, do something different." And I tried it, and I loved it. It's just, I did a 5K race, and in the 5K, there's about 25 obstacles or so, different things that challenge your body in different ways. And for me, because I've always trained clients with weight training, and it's like different theories of cardio and things like that, it's just fun to try new types of fitness.
Right.
So I decided to do this obstacle course race, and I loved it. I'm climbing under barbed wire, rolling. There's mud in my face. I'm swinging on monkey bars. I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
They're telling you to scream and shout, and you're just like, yeah! And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually add this to my training program.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? For some of my clients, I'm like, some of them want to just like lose weight, tone up, do things like that. But I'm like, you know what? Let's put it out there as a way and another goal to try and aim towards, like just competing in the race just for fun.
Right.
And I had a couple clients do it. I had one client do it, and she prepped for the race instead of thinking about just losing weight, even though that was one of her goals. She ended up losing 50 pounds 3 months before the race to prep for the race. And I was just like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Right? Because she didn't think about, oh, I got to lose weight. Her mind's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to suck at this race.
That's right.
And then she did the race, enjoyed it, and we continued doing races after that.
Okay.
So I decided every year when Spartan Race does their Red Deer race to take a group of my clients who've never run the race before, do it together as a team, and just have fun.
Right.
And then go for tacos after, have a good time.
Yeah.
So give someone 3 months to prepare or 4 months to prepare for the races. They have a goal in place.
Yeah.
And even though they're trying to like build their strength and tone up and lose weight and all that good stuff, they're not thinking about that when they're prepping for the race. So it's easier to hit your goals when your mind's not constantly on it.
That's right.
So I used the Spartan Race to do that.
Okay.
Spartan Race found out I was doing that, and they made me one of the Spartan Race ambassadors.
Oh, neat.
So yeah, so I got to go to the States, and they took care of races for me, and I was running down there and running up here as well too. And it was so much fun. I love obstacle course racing. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
There's competitive heats for like the elite people that want to run for money. And then there's just like the normal race called the open heats for anyone that just wants to come in and run for fun. So I just registered our team as Team Rise. We created this team called Team Rise, and a whole bunch of newbies that came together. And when we see each other, we all made like custom t-shirts and tank tops. And we see each other at obstacles and we need help. We help each other. That's it. You know what I mean? It's about working together as a team and having a good time. And exercise is supposed to be fun, and that was just another method of having fun. So,
that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I love how, because you just fall into the category, there's certain people in life that just do stuff for the love of it and for fun.
Yeah.
And then it turns into opportunity.
Yeah.
Like you're just doing this, you think it's cool, you're bringing like your clients, and all of a sudden like the actual organizers recognize you and are like, hey, do you want to be an ambassador? And like, I have to imagine there's some perks that come with it.
Yeah.
But you weren't doing it for the perks.
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't doing it for the perks. So for everybody out there, like sometimes just follow your passion and like cool things just end up happening.
Yeah, I remember doing one of the races in Dallas, and one of the guys saw me and he's like, I see you running with your team. We had dinner after, and you running your team and you're with your clients, and I understand you're a trainer trying to help your clients. Yeah. He goes, have you ever tried to like just run it all out by yourself and to see what happens? Yeah. I was like, no. He goes, tomorrow's race, when you do your 5K, go all out, see what happens. Yeah. So I decided to do that. So Dallas, Texas, it was so hot. Yeah. It was sweating, and there was rattlesnakes in that race, and it was like the rattlesnakes are like, they don't plant them in the race, but they're in fields. So they told us like when you're running, like look out for on the ground and stuff. So I'm running the race. I come towards the end of the race, but the day before I did a half marathon style of the race called the Spartan Beast. Right. My legs were fried. I got close to the end. I jumped over one of the walls, and I just felt my muscles contract. I was like, oh, no. And I told someone to throw me over the wall. So they threw me over the wall. I landed on the floor. And I was like, muscle contraction. A girl stopped, gave me some mustard, and goes, eat this. You're going to be great. Pop. So I'm like, why mustard? Right. Or I was like, what the heck? She goes, just trust me. Eat it. I literally had the mustard. And then the calves just released like 30 seconds later. Mustard.
Like hot dog mustard.
Yeah, hot dog mustard. Okay. She had a little pack of mustard. She gave it to me. Okay. I was like, this is, wow. Continued running the race. And for that race, I ended up finishing first for my heat. So there's different heats. There's about 14, 15 heats that run through the day. Okay. So I was like, maybe I can qualify for world championships. I found out later that day at the end of the race, I finished sixth. Yeah. And it's top 5 that qualify. Okay. I missed it by 23 seconds. Oh, that 23 seconds haunted me from October until the next year, because in my head I was like, I was 23 seconds away from making obstacle course world championships. Yeah. If I didn't, my calves didn't seize up
because of the race the day before.
Right. I would have been fine. So if I didn't listen to that guy, I wouldn't have tried going all out. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, okay, I could actually train. So I spent the winter going hard, training hard, and end up qualifying in the race in Calgary the following year to qualify for World Championships in the following October.
Awesome.
So yeah, it
That
was a
is
lot of fun,
so
man.
cool, man.
So I never thought, honestly, I'm from Toronto, so Toronto, we don't do stuff like this usually.
Right,
It's
right,
just
that's
like
right.
I wouldn't have tried that, but because the fires happened, I was like, all right, let me try something new.
Yeah.
And I tried something. I found a new love in it, and I was like, this is so much fun.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was not able to be able to help people, but also qualify for myself to do that. And it's an incredible feeling when you're able to help people and just see them accomplish their goals. So
That's
yeah,
so cool, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, we're definitely going over, but that's okay. We're at the part of the show you've done it before. It's called the Mac City Minute. It's Tanner's segment. Best of luck to you, Tanner. Hit him up with the Mac City Minute.
Question number 1 for you today. What is your favorite part of being a return guest on the Mac City Morning Show?
I love just being here. You guys are amazing. Tanner's amazing. Elliot's amazing. And Tanner makes amazing cookies, but he didn't make any for me today, so.
Oh.
We can get you some. Question number 2. What is your favorite song to dance around in your house to?
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, man. It depends on what genre of music it is right now, but right now I'm listening to a lot of salsa and bachata, so the song called Bachata is my song right now that I'm dancing to. Yeah.
Okay.
Question number 3. How has dance changed your life views?
Oh, dance has actually opened up a new realm of just freedom, a freedom to meet people, seeing the expression and being able to help teach and be a part of different types of dances has been amazing for me. And it's just fun to do. You know what I mean? It relieves stress. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to know every single dance move in the book. You just have to have a good time. Dance is great.
Question number 4. What is your favorite way to push your physicality?
Jiu-jitsu. I like fighting. Fighting is a lot of fun. It takes you to a whole nother level when you're trying to defend yourself. Someone's trying to put you in a submission, or you have to defend that, and you have to try and like create a way to get them. It's so much fun. Jiu-jitsu is my jam.
And your final question. Where is a go-to place to get clothes for your fresh outfits?
I like Guess. If I'm going to like dress up somewhere, Guess is one. And if I'm thinking like sportswear, I'm the Nike Factory guy. I love the Nike Factory.
And those have been your 5 questions.
There we go. While you guys were answering that, I was on my phone picking a new song that I've been dancing around the house to nonstop. This is not a new song. This is an old song, but I just got Apple Music.
Yep.
I'm trying out their 3-month free trial.
Yeah.
And so it's recommending music. You definitely have heard this song before. It's called I Need a Girl by Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Man, there's part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
It's got Usher.
Yeah.
It's got Genuine.
Hit.
It's
That's
got
a hit.
Loon.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a crazy song. So I have to get in on your Mac City Minute, Tanner. That's what I'm dancing to. And yeah, Puff Daddy, you're the man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this fighting stuff.
Okay.
Because you are not the first person on the show now who's talked about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
How did you how do you find these different things? You're so multiverse. How do you run into this?
I love UFC. That's like something that people don't know about me. I love UFC, and I watch like every single like pay-per-view and event. I used to take judo as a kid, so that was a thing when I was like 12 years old, and I always just loved combat sports.
Right.
But I didn't want to do boxing because I don't want to get my head hit too much. It sounds crazy, but I don't want to do like sparring for that. But jiu-jitsu is a great challenge because you don't get hurt as often for stuff, and then you're in control of how much pain you want to endure. So I like that aspect of stuff, and it's a great discipline for the mind and how to be calm in the midst of chaos. And it really trains you how to do that, how to breathe properly, and it just is so much fun. So yeah, I got into jiu-jitsu up here. I actually did my first class in Edmonton.
Yeah.
I just took it randomly back in like I think it was 2017-ish.
Yeah.
I just did a class randomly in Edmonton to see what it was like, and I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty fun. So I found some friends up here that were doing jiu-jitsu, and they told me they're doing some garage jiu-jitsu, and I decided to jump in on their Sunday rolls, and they taught me a lot of different things. And now I'm over at the Fort Martial Arts when I get my extra time. Jiu-jitsu is actually one of my hobbies. I'll jump in class there, and the coaches there are phenomenal. And yeah, just learn about yourself, learn what you can endure, and
Right.
challenge yourself in a different way. So yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
Dude, I'm sad to say this, but we're done.
yeah.
We're out of time again.
Yeah.
This is the worst. The 20-minute format is horrible. But that means you can come back again.
Yes, sir.
But before I let you go, give people at home
Yep.
your shameless plug in regards to not just what's happening with your dancing, which, listen, talk about that,
yeah.
but you do some other stuff too that people can help you out and support you with. So
Yeah.
shameless plug time, please.
All right, cool. Sounds good. So I'm a personal trainer that's my first gig, and I do personal training and I help people with their goals. So you could visit www.trainwithmike.shop, and you'll see the listings of stuff that I do. As a trainer, I pride myself in doing many different things. So if you just want different options for training, not just weight training, even though I love weight training and doing that kind of stuff, I train people in different styles of training, and it's so much fun. So www.trainwithmike.shop. Also, I'm a part of Latin Dance Fort McMurray. So putting on events, I usually teach the intro classes for salsa and bachata. So visit ymmsalsa.com. And I'm also the leader for acro yoga in Fort McMurray. So if you ever want to try out one of the acro yoga classes or do like one-on-one sessions for acro, you can visit ymmacro.com. So that's my spiel.
There you go.
I'm doing a little bit, so
Yeah, man,
come
keep
check me
busy.
out if you want to try any of those 3 things.
There we go. Sweet. Okay. Well, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, that's been another awesome episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It really does mean the world to me. And hopefully you're having a nice day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Woo!
I said this. That's another Mac City Morning Show done.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.